Bitcoin Cash fell 32% today, but that's not the main reason Bitcoin is falling down. The whole crypto market has been turned on its head. So let's go into a couple of the main details where cryptos could go in December, since we are closing in. These are the last days of November. Winter is coming. My name is Mike Kubera. Let's chat about Bitcoin. In times of crisis, that's when you're able to make the most amount of money if you have liquid capital. In the 2008 recession, Warren Buffett had over $15 billion to throw into stocks. Now there's plenty of whales waiting for these cryptos to fall even more before they start throwing in the big money. There's a couple main reasons. One of them is institutional investments have pulled out. So some banks, some governments, some of the whales have pulled out a little bit, obviously not their entire stacks. China has been making some waves. 99% of us won't understand these moves because we're just not on that playing field yet. We don't know the information that they know. There's a huge list of reasons why they're doing the moves that they are. Now, this doesn't mean that you should be scared off by them. Some people are claiming you can't make money in cryptos because the markets are manipulated. Of course, yes, that is happening, but that is also happening in the stock market, in Forex, in essentially every industry out there. There will always be these small fish and the big players, and there will always be opportunities for these small fish to progress and slowly go on this journey to become a whale in the future. Many will lose their fortunes, many will lose their dreams and motivations on this journey. For the ones who stick it out, there is a big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Bitcoin Cash war, that was a little childish. BC8 Satoshi's vision, well, the IOUs on that are at $55, while Bitcoin Cash has fallen an astonishing 32%. It is at $238. That is a huge fall from over $630, $640 where it was before the hard fork. That is from people dumping that crypto. It was risky to hold on and hopefully make more money out of BCH's hard fork. I'm sure some people did. Many people probably lost their profits and decided to sell BCH, and that was one of the factors that influenced the market. Many people are confused on that, but BCH is the fourth largest cryptocurrency. It was at $8 billion market cap. Now it's at $4.6 billion, but still we're dealing with billions of dollars flowing left and right. And if it's not in this crypto, it's falling in the ones underneath it. XRP is beating out Ethereum by $4 billion. Ethereum has been going through some rough falls as well. Now, the crypto world has weathered through forks many times, and everybody knows BCH is a little dysfunction. It's kind of like that special cousin you invite to the party. You always know there's going to be an interesting adventure, so you don't really care about that. It does have an impact, but BCH is probably on the lower end of the spectrum why the crypto community is freaking out. The institutional money pulling out is huge. Some have seen the SEC's moves against two ICOs. They received huge fines. They have to shut down. They have to turn themselves into an STO. So more legal fees for them. They have to return all their profits and really everything. So their companies will probably burn to the ground, as have some others in the past that the SEC has touched. And the ones that do make it, well, they're going to be a completely different animal. Ether Delta has been found, well, the founder of Ether Delta has been fined $300,000 by the SEC. The SEC has frightened a few people, but we knew about this and we saw it coming that the SEC will be cracking down on ICOs since the very beginning of the year. This isn't anything new. Okay, so what is the development with the SEC and the Bitcoin ETF? That's a good place to start. Now, the SolidX VanEck ETF has been delayed. It's most likely not going to be approved this year. And people understand that. There have been multiple delays with this, and a lot of the previous Bitcoin ETFs proposed to the SEC have been denied. Those were rejected. So if you look at the numbers game, there's been a lot that have been rejected. People are kind of like, well, why does the SEC keep delaying it? It's not really good news, but it's neutral news because it still hasn't been rejected. Now, the only problem is with these delays, it can keep going for a couple more months. It can really be pushed back to the furthest corner of Q1 in 2019. And people don't really like that. Now, this week, though, there hasn't been a lot of attention with Switzerland. Switzerland is doing some wonderful things for crypto. There was the world's first Bitcoin ETF, and that was approved in Switzerland. Now, many people are going to be like, well, what's in Switzerland? It's a small country. It's one of the richest countries in the world. It has a very high percentage of high net worth individuals compared to other countries. The GDP of Switzerland is amazing. You, of course, know they're associated with banks and Rolexes and Patek Philippe's and all that. So it's big news, and it's awesome. I'm sure America and the SEC will be taking a closer look at Switzerland. But okay, so the ETF, the main one, has been delayed. There's probably going to be more ETFs coming, and well, we're just going to have to wait and see about that. So investors might be a little bit upset, but they understand the SEC. It's one of the necessary pains, especially if you're looking at the long term. In the short run, it may be a little bit concerning for many companies out there. And a lot of ICOs now have to change into STOs, and this has a whole slew of concerns with it, but the future outlook is great. STOs, you have to progress. You have to adapt if you are currently working in an ICO or you are running an ICO. The switch is difficult. You're going to be going from people who can invest $1,000, but it's kind of nice because you won't be getting any more questions. What's the minimum investment? Can it be $5? Screw the cheap guys. You're going to the accredited investors throwing in $1 million. But in a lot of people's opinions, ICOs for the most part are dead. Doesn't mean every single ICO is bad, but there is a huge amount of ICO projects that are having trouble getting investment. Investors might be also spooked by declining sales in NVIDIA and AMD. So they make processing units for cryptocurrency miners and gaming, but screw gaming, right? They have noticed a declined sales, but that is normal because with the crypto crash, less people are inclined to mine. And with higher prices right now, it is difficult to sell for a profit. It's unlikely to pick up anytime soon, but these companies aren't going to suffer that much. They're worth billions of dollars. Personally, I don't think it's a huge event that should be looked at, but it can cause a little bit of fun. Bitcoin in certain ways can be tied to the financial sector, and for the most part, this month has been, well, without volatility. The past week, sure, but this month, Bitcoin has been doing better than the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. If you're going to analyze what you see on the screen with the candle tickers and you're going to plug in your formula, maybe you're a quant, maybe you like math, maybe that's what you do. Some people are predicting that Bitcoin's going to collapse completely, and yeah, I'm guessing that's always a possibility in some other universe. Can it happen? Sure. Let's not rule it out completely, though, on a serious note. But there is also a very real possibility that some cryptos will recover from this crash. There is the possibility that this is a very short-term crash, and come wintertime, come December, during the holidays, there is going to be a boom. The best way to find out whether a cryptocurrency is a good investment, if you're looking at the charts, you better analyze them until they're screaming at you to invest, right? Forget about the media, forget about what other people are saying. For the most part, investing is illogical. Get your emotions out of the picture. Everybody has a formula for their success. Learn from some previous investors, but put your own twist on it. If you've lost a lot of money on your bad trades this year, take a look at them, analyze why you didn't sell or why you bought them at whatever price you did, and try and apply those lessons for right now. In times of turmoil like these, my best recommendation is stay tuned to the crypto market and what's going to happen. Look at the big companies, look at the big countries such as Russia, China, South Korea, Japan, America. What are they doing with crypto? Switzerland is also nice. And study about the news every single day you're in. I give a couple hours just to look at the environment, observe. If something interests me, such as STOs, I'm going to take a deeper dive into that. And speaking of that, we're going to be doing STO reviews. I know some of you are like, no, are these ICO reviews part 2? These aren't sponsored, at least for now. There's a lot of channels discussing STOs, but there's also a lot that aren't. I don't really see anybody doing these in-depth STO reviews. Some Some people are still promoting ICOs, some are just completely depressed. So in a bid for something to do, yeah, stay tuned to Gabero. We're going to be making a switch to STOs. See you guys next time. I already have a couple companies we're going to be doing a deep dive on. One of them is, well, you guys are probably familiar with Polymath, but we're going to take a look at some of the updates that they're doing. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 19,000 subscribers. 2018 is already here. It's all about the mindset, and as an investor, as an observer, as an employee, as an entrepreneur, whoever you are, cryptocurrencies are going to be creating a huge impact on the world over the next couple of years. Whatever your outlook is on the space, it's not stopping, so better get on to it. Peace. See you guys.